Every year, millions of travelers fly to Australia. And something strange happens, they don't just come once. They come again. Some people visit every few years. Some even move here after their first trip. It's not a typical tourist destination where you take photos, tick off places, and leave. Australia gets under your skin in a quiet way. It's not just about the famous landmarks like the Sydney Opera House or the Great Barrier Reef. It's about the feeling you get when you land. A sense of calm, space, and freedom that's hard to describe. You can feel the difference right away. The air is clean, the sky looks bigger, and time feels slower. People say that the first trip shows you Australia, but the second trip makes you understand it. You realize it's not just a country, it's a rhythm of life. And once you feel it, you can't forget it. Travelers who have been everywhere, from Bali to Paris, often say the same thing. Australia feels like home, even when it's far away. So, what is it that keeps people coming back to this distant land at the edge of the world? When you arrive in Australia, the first thing you notice isn't a building or a sign, it's the light. It's brighter, warmer, softer on your skin. The people around you aren't in a rush. There's no loud crowd pushing forward. The airport staff smile and greet you casually, not formally. Taxi drivers chat about the weather, ask about your flight, maybe joke about the kangaroos you'll see. It feels easy. That's the first surprise, everything here feels easy. You don't need to pretend to fit in, you already do. The culture doesn't demand perfection or pressure. It welcomes you like an old friend. And when you step outside, you can smell the ocean, even if you're miles away. The air has a saltiness that feels fresh and alive. For many visitors, that first day in Australia becomes a memory they never forget, sitting in a cafe, feeling sunlight on their face, watching people smile and talk freely. It's not glamorous or fancy, it's simple and real. That's the secret charm of Australia. It doesn't try to impress you, it just makes you comfortable. Australia's nature isn't something you just look at, it's something that surrounds you and makes you feel small in the best way. You can drive for hours and never see the same landscape twice. One day you're walking barefoot on a white sand beach with turquoise waves rolling in. The next, you're hiking through the deep green of the Daintree rainforest or standing in the red silence of the Outback, where the earth itself seems to hum. The country is wild but peaceful at the same time. Animals here are part of everyday life: kangaroos grazing near highways, cockatoos calling from trees, dolphins swimming just off the coast. Tourists say Australia doesn't feel like a destination. It feels like a living world that still breathes freely. Even in cities like Sydney and Melbourne, nature is never far. You see green parks everywhere, waves crashing near the skyline, and sunsets that stop you mid-sentence. In Australia, the outdoors isn't an escape, it's part of life. People eat outside, walk outside, live outside. And for travelers from colder or busier countries, that connection to nature feels healing. It reminds them what real peace feels like. Ask anyone who's been to Australia what stood out most, and they'll probably say the people. Australians have a kind of warmth that's hard to fake. They're not overly formal or distant. They laugh easily, they talk to strangers, and they treat everyone equally. Whether you're a tourist or a local, people include you in conversations like you've known each other for years. If your car breaks down, someone will stop to help. If you're lost, someone will walk you to your destination. There's no sense of hierarchy, no feeling that anyone is better than anyone else. That relaxed friendliness becomes addictive. It makes you feel like you belong even if you've only been there for a few days. Tourists say it's this attitude that makes Australia unforgettable. It's not just the beaches or food, it's the people's energy. They have a saying, no worries. It's more than words, it's a mindset. It means life doesn't have to be perfect to be good. That attitude rubs off on everyone who visits. You start smiling more, stressing less, and living in the moment. By the time you leave, you're already planning to return, not because you missed a place, but because you missed the feeling of being around people who make life simple and joyful. One of the biggest reasons tourists keep returning to Australia is the lifestyle, a rare balance between freedom and structure. Here, you can work hard and still have time to live. You don't see people trapped in traffic for hours or rushing through life like it's a race. Australians value time, not just working hours, but living hours. They take their weekends seriously. They go camping, surfing, or hiking. Even in the cities, you'll see office workers walking barefoot on the sand after work. There's this quiet understanding that life isn't about how much you own, but how much peace you have. Tourists notice it quickly. They feel it when they see families laughing at barbecues, when shopkeepers close early to watch the sunset, or when strangers tell them to take it easy. That phrase, take it easy, captures Australia perfectly. It's freedom without chaos, structure without stress. Visitors often say it changes how they see their own lives. In many countries, people dream of slowing down. In Australia, people actually do it. New Zealand is beautiful, no question. Its landscapes look like something out of a dream: mountains, lakes, waterfalls. But when travelers compare the two, they describe Australia as more alive. New Zealand feels peaceful and pure, while Australia feels full and wide. You can spend a year here and still not see it all. Every region feels like a different country: the tropical north, the red deserts, the cool forests of Tasmania, the buzzing cities, and the quiet beach towns. There's a rhythm to life that keeps changing but never loses its warmth. Tourists say Australia feels like it has more layers, more experiences, more people, more stories. It's easy to travel, easy to meet people, and easy to feel like you belong. New Zealand gives you breathtaking beauty, but Australia gives you connection to people, to nature, to life itself. And for most travelers, that's what they're really searching for. That's why, even after seeing the snowy peaks of Queenstown, many still find themselves booking another flight to Sydney or Cairns. Australia doesn't compete, it invites. And that invitation never expires. So why do tourists keep coming back to Australia? It's not just the beaches, the weather, or the wildlife. It's the feeling of belonging, even if you're only there for a short time. Australia doesn't just give you a trip, it gives you a sense of balance. You can explore adventure and still find peace. You can be alone and still feel connected. It's that rare mix of calm and life that makes people fall in love with it again and again. In a world that's always rushing, Australia feels like a pause, but in a place that reminds you what happiness sounds like when it's quiet. You don't just visit it, you carry it with you. Every time you see a sunset, hear ocean waves, or smell rain on dry ground, it takes you back there. Maybe that's why so many people say, I'm not done with Australia yet. And maybe no one ever really is. If you could visit once, would you come back again? Tell me in the comments. And if you love stories that explore how people live, travel, and connect around the world, subscribe to Global Encounters. Because every country has a story, and every story teaches us something new about what it means to be human.